behind the cape. All right, let's just get started with the supposed Avengers Doomsday plot, according to Exiled Scooper here. Would you?
Hey, I'm gonna start needing some of this to hit pay dirt because I'm starting to get suspicious on how quickly these posts are gaining engagement and getting heaved to the forefront of the algorithm so quickly for such an unproven source.
I think you're also bookmarking their tweets.
Yeah, I am. I have been. I'm following.
So
I'm following.
Like,
I'm
Exiled
hating
Scooper.
and I'm liking at the same time.
All right, so the Avengers, Thunderbolts, along with the Fantastic Four, join forces to fight Dr. Doom, who is journeying across the multiverse to increase his power, causing incursions in his wake. Dr. Doom eventually realizes Tom Holland's Spider-Man is the actual chosen one, savior, messiah of the multiverse, and realizes that Spider-Man is destined to one day defeat him in battle. Doom wants to kill Spider-Man to stop the prophecy and absorb his power. Dr. Doom and his army of Doombots travel to invade and destroy Earth 616 along with the Avengers. Doom eventually destroys all of reality and merges the surviving universes into Battleworld under his command. Okay, so then this means that Spider-Man 4 would probably be in some way, shape, or form integral to this entire thing. Yes, yeah. No.
Okay. It would make Tom Holland the nexus of all of this. It would make him the star of this phase. I mean, seems somewhat coherent, I believe. Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four join forces to fight Doom. How does that happen?
How does the Fantastic Four?
How do we just spawn into that situation? The Avengers, the Thunderbolts, and the Fantastic Four join forces to fight Dr. Doom. So right now, I have questions. What Avengers? The Thunderbolts should be dead, and if they're not dead, then the Thunderbolts, the movie, probably sucked. Let's see here. Who else? The Fantastic Four. They're not in this universe. How did they get here? How did you get here?
The magic of the multiverse.
Where the fuck did you come from? Yeah, I don't know how this is supposed to. This feels like something that's got to be years off, though. Like, we're nowhere near this happening, not even remotely. We haven't even seen the Fantastic Four yet. So how do we get to this by the next Avengers movie?
Okay, so then obviously Spider-Man 4, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four. Wait, Spider-Man 4, Fantastic Four, and Thunderbolts are going to have to play a huge part in this.
They would all have to play into this. Like, each one of those films would have to directly tie into this narrative. And we would know it very early.
Literally, the next movie would have to tie into this somehow with Captain America.
Well, yeah, because if they're saying the Avengers are going to be part of it,
and he's going to be supposedly
Robert Downey's Doom is not 616. He's not Earth 616's Doom or Tony or whatever. He's not of the universe that we know. If he is going to be the impetus of all of this, then he's probably a lot of the background story of how he did it. If we're to believe this is the way that they're going, is going to have to come after the incursion. You would think if this is where they're going, then it's going to have to happen suddenly, unexpectedly. Something happens at the end of Captain America. Something happens at the end of Fantastic Four. Just something happens at the end of Thunderbolts that's all interconnected, and it's driven by Robert Downey Doom.
Now, the question is, do you trust them to wrap things up into this that quickly? Like, literally everything by the end of each movie has to connect into this.
Dog, they're 100 million, potentially 200 million leveraged in. You better hope they do.
I don't.
You better hope and pray that they do.
Based on previous phases, I don't see that happening. And then what do some of these other things have to do with that? Like Agatha coming out now. Like, does that have anything to do with anything that we're currently seeing right now? So. Probably not.
I don't believe so. Agatha, I think, is meant to start building up the more mystical side of the MCU. So that's probably, unfortunately, probably more closer tied to Blade than any of this stuff. But I just don't know, man. This is a lot. This is a lot.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. On to some more solidified things, I guess. Black Mirror which is one of my favorite shows on Netflix, even though they take extended breaks like Kendrick Lamar dropping albums, has a cast list for season 7. And it's quite the cast list, which includes Issa Rae, unfortunately Awkwafina, Paul Giamatti, Rashida
Love
Jones,
Paul
Tracee
Giamatti,
Ellis
top 5
Ross.
actor for me.
He's a very good character actor. Rashida Jones, Tracee Ellis Ross, those are the names that popped out to me right away.
Great. I love this list. Love this list. I think I seen in another breakdown that a few of the episodes are going to be feature length.
Yes, I think, at least 2 of them.
Yeah, man, this shit is gonna go.
And then one of them is going to be a sequel of the USS Callister, I think is what it was called.
Yes, yeah,
where they're on the spaceship. So one of them is going to be a continuation of that episode. So I'm hearing good things, but Black Mirror also hasn't been doing the greatest, at least of their last season. And
their last season wasn't the greatest. I don't think it was so bad that we need to jump off the bandwagon, but it wasn't the best.
And then Bandersnatch wasn't amazing.
Was that the video game?
Yeah, the Choose Your Own Adventure Netflix.
Oh god damn it, that shit was crazy.
But I think if they can get back into the thing that made them great, which was stories based in possible near future technology based stories, I think they can get back into their bag and deliver something crazy.
They are leveraging heavy into the star power of the cast. I think that you're hitting the nail on the head. They got to kind of get back to some of the more scientific or not even just scientific. Like when I started watching Black Mirror, that first season, it was more like extreme instances of individual moral capacity. Right, it's putting you in these weird situations where you kind of have to decide, like the things that people say are important to them, or things that they would do, or you know, things that are considered common sense or just common decency. What happens when you're put into a stressful situation, and we put all of those norms to test? Do they come out the same way? Do you actually hold firm on the way that you say you do? And so they kind of got away from that and kind of leaned a little bit more on the shock value that they were getting out of some of those situations. And I think that was the wrong way to go narratively. I think you lean more into the morality questions, the duality in some of the characters that they have on there, right? The conflicts that arise from some of the situations on there. They had a damn politician porking a pig.
Yeah,
right, like, but he had to do it though because his daughter's life was on the line. And then ask yourself, would you pork a pig? Now ask yourself, would you pork a pig to save your daughter's life? Yeah, that was the type of shit that people glued to Black Mirror. And if they get back to that, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. You don't need to do anything extra. You'll need to create a virtual world where two best friends can kiss each other.
Yeah, and you know, now that I think about season 6, there was a couple of things that I thought was pretty good. Like the episode with Aaron Paul and Josh Hartnett, where they're like in space, but then they switch, and one of them they have one body, and so like they got to switch. I thought that was a pretty good episode, and you know, there was a couple of good ones. So I don't want to say it was some good in
there. There was some stuff that was in there that was clearly just in there for eyeballs and clicks, like well, you know what? I didn't mind Miley's episode where like they was like keeping her on ice. She was like a pop star that was like kept out of the limelight. She was really deteriorating, but they had like a double or something like that. I think that's what that was.
Miley was the pop star one, wasn't it?
The pop star one, yeah. And she ended up escaping at the end and letting everybody know that the whatever they were seeing wasn't really her.
Was that 6?
I think so. Maybe not. It was 5 or 6. It was one of the more recent seasons, though.
I don't see it on here. It was 5, season 5.
5, okay.
That came out with also Bandersnatch around that same time.
Ugh.
Yeah. But yeah, still, that wasn't too bad. It kind of felt like a Disney Channel original movie though at times. I'll be honest. A good one, but like still at the same time.
I was about to say Disney Channel originals used to hit. I don't know what Disney Channel is making right now. Like Those joints used to smack.
They sure did.
Every
month you
season
tune
used to
in.
have one. Yeah, man. They was going. What you had not Xena. What was it? The space girl. Xenon. There you go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. My heart go boom, boom. My supernova girl. That was when Raven reintroduced herself as a teenager and not as a little kid.
That song pops in my head very rarely, but it pops in my head randomly.
You had Smart House, right? I remember.
I didn't realize that the person who was the Smart House was Leela from Futurama / Married with Children. Peggy Bundy.
Yeah, you're right.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yep. The house was her. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. The house is jumping. Johnny Tsunami.
Johnny Tsunami is a classic.
Woo! What they know about Johnny Tsunami?
Brink.
Yeah, what y'all know about Brink?
Brink is fire.
What was
Up and Away? We got to do an Up and Away review.
Up and Away, yes, for sure. Up and Away. What was the movie with the girl with the funky ass crossover when she was doing this shit about the basketball players?
Shit was so nasty. Let me see if I can find that clip.
I was like, if somebody got hit with that shit for the game,
crazy.
You're kicked off the team. You are kicked off the team.
This scene is so mind-blowing, I still can't believe it. She is 6 feet behind the line, right? Looks like nobody's guarding her. We'll see. There's 6 seconds, right?
6 seconds, okay.
Pretend the clock is going as slow as it is in this scene. The buzzer should have expired right now. The game is over. The game is over. She hasn't moved.
All right.
What is that? Who does that in basketball? I've never seen that in basketball before. Coach is yelling something. We're about 10 seconds past the buzzer now. Revving the engine here, apparently.
Revving the engine is crazy.
Oh, so here comes the help. Apparently nobody
still doing it.
So instead of going to the hoop, and now she's inside the 3-point line. How did she get there? How did she get there? We're now 25 seconds past the buzzer.
MJ face right now. She got 30
kind of a nice jab.
Steph Curry.
Behind the back.
Behind the back
and
pass.
This is a travel. And the game-winning shot that takes place.
Klay Thompson for
45
the winner.
seconds after the buzzer.
Killed it.
As somebody who plays basketball or anybody who watches basketball, this is sickening.
That wouldn't happen whatsoever. That is insane. She literally sat there for 20 seconds just doing this.
Cinema gold. That is cinema, my friends.
That was disgusting. All right. Anyway, I need to clean my palate now. Let's watch a different cinematic trailer. Cinematic gold.
Oh, I am so hype about this movie.
I both
about this movie.
We are going to watch Den of Thieves 2. It is probably going to be copywritten, so sorry, replay.
Come on, Lionsgate.
I'm hyped. I don't know. I mean, for us right now in the live, we're good, but like, it'll probably be copywritten
on the back end
or for the
a lot of money. Anyway, on the back end.
I caught Den of Thieves on accident one time. I saw 50 Cent while I was channel surfing one time, and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" Turns out it was one of the best movies that I've seen.
Bruh, it was like Gerard Butler was on this kind of like weird run. He was doing like Gods of Egypt and I think what was that Geostorm? I think it was, or no, Greenland. Greenland. It was doing the weird run of films where it was kind of like, I think he did the sequel to Olympus Has Fallen, and it was just very up and down. Den of Thieves was snuck in there as a quiet, underrated banger. It's one of them that's like, you got to be a real movie head to have watched this first film when it first came out. Like, you actually watch movies if you've seen Den of Thieves, because it's one of them things you gonna look at it, you gonna be like, this looks like a generic cop film.
Yeah.
And put it right away. Right? Generic, corrupt cop. I don't know. That's okay.
Writing was impeccable.
Fam, the way that they hid the lead character until the third act of the movie, I said, oh, y'all, he's a bad boy. O'Shea Jackson is a bad boy. And that was very early in his acting career, man. I am so excited to see the follow-up to this movie.
His first role is up there with obviously Straight Outta Compton, so
woo. He was a bad boy in this movie, man. Very deceptive. I believed it the entire time. Like, he fooled me. I'm talking.
And the explanation, or as they were rolling out what was actually happening behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I'm not saying it's a 1-to-1. It's not the same, but it gave me feelings of Kevin Spacey in The Usual Suspects. How that motherfucker just limping. And how we gonna get it together? And now we're just walking. I'm Kaiser Soze.
Yeah. Yep.
And you'll never see me again. I'm not a 1-to-1, but that's kind of where I was. That's what I felt. That's what I was getting.
Facts.
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead and watch it.
Den of Thieves 2 Panthera. I like it. I like it.
So, first of all, obviously, we're expecting double crosses and triple crosses and crazy shit.
Yeah, I do not. It can't be as straightforward as the trailer just presented it, because that's not what this story is predicated on. So, yeah. I'm geeked to see where that goes for sure.
Agreed. And I thought it was interesting that we had just recently talked about, there not being any huge amount of action stars and stuff like that, but I think they're proving that you can kind of make a quality action packed movie without needing to depend on.
Yeah, I don't know if Gerard is a star. He's a star. He's a star. Is he an action star? Is he Schwarzenegger? Is he Cruise? I don't think that.
Yeah,
but
so you can make a good action packed movie with.
Yeah, but he can make a good movie for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Even though Gerard was Leonidas. Den of Thieves 3 Diddy Doo-Wop. Fam, stop it. Stop. Man. Stop it. All right.
Going under the jail.
Facts. Okay. That was Den of Thieves 2. Okay. Let's talk about the Black Panther 3 rumor. Apparently it's been greenlit and it's supposed to come out sometime after.
Bullshit. That's Marvel updates. If we're skeptical about scoopers, I'm definitely skeptical about goddamn a Twitter account that's associated is 0% to Marvel, other than their name, Marvel updates. But prospect of Ryan Coogler coming back on for Panther 3. Now that seems to run counter to a lot of the other rumors we were getting about them deciding to go back to T'Challa post Secret Wars. And if we're to believe this rumor, this film is going to happen post Secret Wars. So then I don't see how those two things could run concurrently. Yeah, I don't see how Ryan Coogler could be back. We want T'Challa back post Secret Wars. Ryan Coogler's going to do that. I don't. Everything we've heard from that man, it's not going to happen. It actually seems like the attitude, the demeanor, which is not really hard to surmise how it happened, but that same sort of attitude and demeanor towards the character has permeated through other sectors of Black Hollywood. It's unfortunate, but again, without having to go back and relitigate his stance on it, we know what it is. So I don't see how both of those things could be true. Either they're truly not going back to T'Challa. Yeah, it did get a community post. No, it absolutely did. Either we're going back to T'Challa and Ryan Coogler's not going to be back, or we're not doing the T'Challa thing and Ryan Coogler's going to be back. We're not getting both. So gotcha. I don't know if anybody was hoping and praying for that to be a thing, but if you were, I don't know, bro.
Who knows?
I don't know. If you don't know, I don't know.
This is you definitely should enter Chakra. Please do. You're in for a treat.
Very good movie. Very good movie. I don't want to give away too much, but
right.
Definitely sit down and crack a cold one.
Let's go ahead and discuss Batman since that got brought up. Let's see. Batman 2, the script has been finished and filming begins early next year.
Cool. Shout out to Matt Reeves.
Shout out to Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, Pattinson. We'll see what's going on there, I guess. I did hear a note that whatever is going on in the Penguin series is more than likely going to lead into the second installment of the Reeves Batman.
Okay.
So that'll be dope. I'm hearing pretty good things about the Penguin. We'll have to check it out.
For sure. Okay, Batman. Let's go on to Squid Game. Yeah, this definitely ain't getting played on no recaps. So thank you for joining the live.
Day after Christmas.
Which is crazy.
That's beautiful marketing. Beautiful marketing.
Now
Everybody gonna be home. They're gonna be wanting to watch something. All the Christmas stuff. They're gonna want to get all that Christmas stuff out their system. Here's a palate cleanser.
Yes. My thing about the trailer is they made it basically seem like it's the same exact as season 1, but you know it's not going to be.
Yeah, it can't be. Like I'm asking. I'm like, how did they get your ass again? How did they get you again? Like after he told them to F off before he got on that plane, I felt like now you're probably focusing on taking them down. You ending up back in the game is not what I had. That's not. I didn't have that on my bingo card, so I'm interested to see what happens there. Squid Game in the hood. I don't even. What does that look like? What are the games?
Does the game have to be any different? It's probably more brutal because
well, if we're specifying the setting of the hood, I think the games would be different. Yeah.
1-on-1, 21.
Playing 21 in Squid Game, and if you lose, if you get scored on, you get shot.
Dominoes or spades.
Spades to the death.
That's crazy. That's
nice. That's nice.
Okay. We have. Do you have the Romeo and Juliet thing in your bookmarks?
Yeah, I thought I did. We don't even have to pull it up because the article was a bunch of word salad. It honestly wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Basically they took some statements from her. What is her name? Let's not call her.
Francesca Amawuda Rivers.
There we go, Francesca. So Francesca has some choice words. She said, she was letting people know about the vitriol that she was receiving behind, co-starring in Romeo and Juliet with Tom Holland. Talking about it, she also got some death threats. Said some things need to change. Again, it wasn't a very well written article. It was basically just that. The reason why I wanted to talk about it is because I'm finding myself asking, because I think we asked when this initially happened, and we gave him a little bit of bail and said that he's not responsible for the vitriol online. Probably would help if he, would say something
against it.
Yeah, wouldn't hurt. Ewan McGregor at least did that for Moses Ingram. It's just not you think it's not too much sweat off of his back, unless you think there are some of your fan base within that crowd that's attacking her and you don't want to piss them off. So I'm just posing the question, whereas in all other stages that we see Tom Holland, he's as put together and as prepared as you can be. Seems to be a little bit of a blind spot. It seems like this could grow into something louder if she continues to get the kind of, hatred around, which I don't imagine it's going to slow down. The closer we get to this film coming out, when the trailer comes out and teasers come out, it's only going to ramp up more. If he continues to just let her take it on by herself, again, which is he's well within his rights to do so. But I think people are naturally going to assume or start putting some of the blame on him for allowing it to kind of spin out like that.
For sure. Absolutely. This comment was insane.
Will be Chris Rock, and only contestants will be Will Smith. And
then the Batman is overrated. Pattinson never came across as intimidating. Scott Adkins should have been the new Batman.
I like him as I like him kind of as Batman. I don't like his Bruce Wayne. I think his Bruce Wayne is god awful. I think I think he does to Bruce Wayne what Andrew Garfield did to Peter Parker. It's not realistic, right? Like Garfield to me looked like he was the 6'4" wing player on his high school basketball team. He looks like he dated one of the mean girls. He looks like he drove his dad's classic SS Camaro to school. You know what I mean? Like he's not a loser. He's not diminutive of size. He doesn't look punitive. He doesn't give off the nerd feel that you should be getting from Peter Parker. That's what allowed Peter Parker to hide as a teenage Spider-Man so well, because nobody believed that this scrawny kid was out here fighting Rhino, fighting Electro, fighting Doc Ock. Nobody could put that together, right? It didn't do that for me with Garfield. Same thing with Pattinson in my eyes. It's like when he's in the suit, it's believable. When he's not and he's doing his moany goth thing, like, bro, this isn't the Crow. It's like and some of that is Matt Reeves' tone of the movie. I think as he gets to deeper villains, he's gonna have to be more physically imposing. Like he's gonna have to look more intimidating, as MoFly Productions said, as opposed to just kind of like meandering about in the darkness. Like this is not enough, I don't think, but it's just me.
I will allow Scott Adkins as the new Batman as long as he wears the fat suit from John Wick 4.
From John Wick 4.
Yeah.
Oh, he was the dude. He was the dude. Yeah.
The big guy. Yeah.
That was fun.
I'm hoping they're trying to have Pattinson grow into the Bruce Wayne we know. Is that the direction they're going in?
We'll see. I mean, so I gave them a little bit of the first movie because this is like year 1, year 2 Batman. So this is like still trying to find himself, depressed over his parents' death, trying to, get out of his own psychosis. I guess that plays into Reeves' first film. I need more. I need more billionaire playboy-ish, because that is kind of the double-sided coin nature of the character, right? Like he is naturally gloomy and dark and kind of secluded, but that's Batman. Bruce Wayne can't be that way if he's going to continue to keep up that persona. He has to be seen. He needs to be dating women, driving fast cars, having expensive dinners, not hiding out in his basement tinkering, right? Like right now, he's the easiest guy to spot as Batman. You rich as hell. Your parents are dead. You be looking mopey and depressed every time we see you in the public. You're the most obvious Batman suspect there is right now, bro. There is no hiding at all. That was my biggest complaint about the Reeves Batman so far. But I think he does well emoting for the Batman character. He does need to fill out a bit still. His Bruce Wayne is struggling though. Definitely struggling.
The end of the movie shows that he realizes he needs to be more of a extrovert version of Bruce Wayne. And only thing with Scott is that he's basically 50.
Yeah, I mean the extrovert version of Wayne is I'm not a huge Batman comic guy, so if that's more known to Batman guys, I guess I'll butt on that one. But the more prevalent Batman, more popular version of Batman is a two-sided coin, right? He is Batman, but he is also Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is a different animal. Bruce Wayne holds up the veil so that Batman can do his work. And if that's not going to happen, then it's going to lead to I'm not going to know what to expect from him, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's different.
Got it. Anything else for Behind the Cape?
I think that was everything, man. Give us your thoughts on, everything we talked about here today. Of course, as you have been doing, we appreciate the comments. Like, share, and subscribe as always. We do this every Sunday. We'll have some clips posted from the weekend stream throughout the week, mostly for Behind the Cape, probably later in the week. But come back and join us every Sunday for another Behind the Cape episode.
Absolutely. Make sure you subscribe. We will be dropping another Behind the Cape every Thursday.